Hello everyone and welcome to the game of World of Warships. Today's replay, it's once again me playing and I'm in the Minotaur and British cruiser. I'm on the map the Atlantic in a 3-point domination game. It's, well, obviously a tier 10 battle. We have our token tier 8 who got screwed over by the matchmaking, and well, it's 5 destroyers, no raiders interestingly enough. So as a smoke ship, that's obviously pretty nice. So I want to help my destroyers here in the north. With 5 destroyers, we have 1 trying to take A, 1 in the center, 1 that hasn't moved much yet, and 2 here at C. Now we have a Z-52 here, so some powerful hydro. It's possible that this guy is running hydro or not, I don't know. And it looks like he's actually detected. I assume that Zs might hydro each other. So we will find out. Now it looks like our Z-52 is getting pummeled here pretty heavily, but he should be able to escape this way, I guess. So anyway, we got the center. Kitakaze here has to be careful because he doesn't have much support. I guess a few ships are slowly moving towards A, but we will see how long it will take them to arrive. Now meanwhile here at C cap we have, I don't know what the Yamato and the Orona are doing there. I mean, I'm pretty happy that the zone wall is so close, because otherwise those ships would probably be even further back. At least they physically can't get further away from the enemy, so hooray for that! So maybe they actually get some useful shots in. Now, one problem we have is the enemy has a Z-52 in here, and I'm assuming he is parking behind this island there. And yeah, that's where he is. So from there he can hydro large amounts of the cap and he could be in safety. Now he currently moved out here a little bit. And my own hydro is running out, so I'm no longer protected from torpedoes. So I'm just randomly shelling this area, hoping to hit this Z-52. I also left the smoke screen, but I have my own ready. Now, Chungmu suddenly appears here, who is trying to get some torps off, I suppose. I can get some nice volleys into him, but I'm afraid he will just be able to drop into concealment before I can sink him. But the Chungmu took a beating. Now, my division mate in the gearing, Viper here, is taking a beating as well, so he probably has to get out of here. He has to stay away from that smoke screen. If the Z-52 hydros, he just will be screwed. And we just lost our Z-52, which is kind of problematic. Now, I'm expecting torpedoes either from that Chungmu or from Z, so I have to be careful. My hydro is on cooldown. Now, I want to get back into the smoke screen and get shots off, but I want to be in a position where I can at least retreat behind this island quickly. Now the Minotaur accelerates quite nicely if you're standing still. So I think I should be okay. So I'm launching some torpedoes in case that Z peaks. I mean, it's possible that the Z just comes around this island to launch some torps of himself or so. And then I have some torpedoes going this way because potentially there are ships there. And hey, here are the torps that I expected. And I accelerate quickly enough, thankfully. So there is that. Now it's not looking very good for the team overall. We are not getting A anytime soon. We are losing B and it's not looking so great here at C. Now the Yamato and the Horn have actually left the zone wall, well, sorta I suppose. And they are pushing here north. Now, I would have preferred if they'd pushed directly towards sea. It's not like they are that safe from torpedoes up here in the north, because there's the Chungmu around here who could ambush them around an island. So yeah, I would have expected a more direct charge from them. But at least they're moving forward. Like, if they're going around here, they are helping. So we will see. Now, the Z-52 is still in there, and that's a problem for my gearing here. It's like we kind of have to do something. We are losing the last cap we have. We are 2 ships behind. We can't just be that patient. for much longer. I have my Hydro running, so for now I'm somewhat safe from torpedoes. The Chunmoo has been taken care of, and now let's try to sink this Ibuki. Now the advantage with the other ships coming from the other side might be that we can catch this Ibuki in a bad spot. Then again, I'm not sure. I mean, this island might also provide some cover for the Ibuki. We'll see. Now, for now, this Ibuki is nice enough to show me quite a bit of broadside. He is probably going to launch torpedoes. I'm angling my ship because I'm in a Minotaur, and if he switches to armor piercing, I'll be screwed otherwise. So he goes down. There are the torpedoes from the smoke. My Hydro catches the Z-52. Unfortunately though, my Hydro just ran out, so I no longer have any information about this guy. Now, I'd love nothing more than to chase this Z-52, but without Hydro that's a bit of a problem. So for now, I'll probably stay on this side of the island and just get some free shots in the Alsace. He can't see me currently, so that's good. Now I'm hoping this Yamato and Ron will push this Alsace quite heavily. Now if the Ron and the Yamato would be inside in the sea cap here together with me, they'd probably be a lot more useful against that Alsace. But you know, hey, they are moving this way. Now what's a lot more useless is the Yamato behind me, who is he on full health? Well, of course he is. So I'm not sure where this Yamato is going, right? I mean, he could be going towards the B cap to defend that. He could be going towards, like, our forces down here, basically, to help them. He could be going straight up, like, between the B and C cap. There are a lot of possible ways he could go that would make him useful, but he decides to... I mean, why would he go north here? We know there is nothing up here except this Alsace, who is almost... Well, now the Alsace is gone. So he's going the only possible way where he cannot possibly engage anything. Well, okay. We managed to grab 2 caps. We have a 1-ship advantage, so it's not looking too bad. And look at that, I found some torpedoes. And can I dodge them all? Doesn't look like it. But hey, still got my heals left. I can repair most of the damage so far. Still good, still have my smoke screens. Now comes the defense of the B cap. Unfortunately, that Z is still around. And that Hydro is just very powerful. And if there is no Rhea around, then that Z pretty much rules supreme when it comes to grabbing caps. It just parks in there, Hydros, smokes, and wrecks every other destroyer there. Now I found myself a Ron who is showing quite a bit of, well, he was showing quite a bit of broadside. It looks like he no longer is. But we can get some damage in there, and if the drone makes a full turn, then I should get some decent damage in him. Now, it's not only the Ron in there, right? There is a destroyer in there camping. And the destroyer might very well be the Z-52. And that's something that's probably scaring our destroyers away. I mean, and we can assume that Z-52 is in there, because like, where else would he have run? Now, I myself managed to kind of slide out of my smoke screen here. So I've stopped firing and I'm reversing back in. I mean, my stealth is good enough that I won't be detected here, but you know, Viper is coming this way. I mean, my smoke would last another 30 seconds, but Viper is providing me with a new one. So I can just go forward, use this smoke, and hopefully get some damage in at those battleships. Now we are equal ship-wise, and with us losing the B-cap, time is not on our side, but we still need an opening for the B-cap. Again, I mean, our destroyers could try B, but that Z-52 is still somewhat scary, and we don't really have much ships that could help them. Now the Yamato is finally done with his round trip and might just actually arrive at the battle right now. our ships in the north. I'm not sure how... there are 2 islands that might be blocking their shots, so I'm not sure how many shots those guys have. I think the Yamato on the front would be pretty neat. Having both Yamatos here on the front would be amazing, because they are just still very healthy, and we really need them to take some of the heat for our cruisers. Now it looks like all 3 enemy destroyers are around here, and that's problematic. We really need to deal with those destroyers. Like, both of our destroyers are not that healthy, and the destroyers will be crucial of taking back the cap. So if we can, we really want to take care of the destroyers. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here and shooting a Montana. Now if the enemy ship's angry and you're a Minotaur, you aren't doing that much, but you know, little bit adds up as well. And armor piercing isn't so easy to heal back, so there is that. But more importantly, we found us some destroyers. So I'm trying to get more guns pointing at the Shimakaze. If we can sink the Shimakaze, it would be huge. Now the smoke screen is almost running out, but I do have another smoke screen ready, and there's Confederate. Hydro isn't ready yet. Now when we look at this gap here, it's possible somebody is torpedoing this way, but not sure. I mean, the Akizuki wasn't really in a position for that, but he could be moving that way, and it looks like he actually is. So the Akizuki is spotted, and it takes me a little bit to realize that, but you know, on the bright side, the Akizuki didn't manage to get into a position where he can torpedo, and he smoked up, so he isn't spotting me, but I guess somebody else is. Now 3 guns are pointing at me, so I deploy some smoke. There are just too many battleships around that could potentially do very bad things to me. And shelling that area worked out quite nicely. There are also some torpedoes coming for me, but I'm quite nicely angled against those. I got another Hydro ready. And right now, I guess hunting down this Shimakaze might prove useful. Now, honestly, I should probably use a heal, just to get the heal cooldown going and get another heal ready after that. If you are like in a British ship with a and here I'm using the heal. If you are in a ship with a very powerful heal, sometimes you just wanna save it and get more out of it. But you know, it's only 5 minutes left, and getting the cooldown going for the next heal might just be very important. So we've dealt with that destroyer. That's pretty nice. So we are still behind. We still need that B cap, and there's still the Z-52 around. Now at this point, we only have 1 destroyer left, and that's our gearing. So now the B cap is kind of open for Viper. I mean, the Z-52 still might be moving this direction, but I think we just need to try. Also, the Z-52 might be lingering around somewhere around here. So I found myself a Henry. The Henry is kind of showing broadside now, I suppose. So let's see what we can do. And it looks like he's shooting armor piercing, so I have to be careful. I'm almost showing too much of my side here. Now with a Minotaur, it can be tempting to want to use all of your guns, but it's just you're so squishy, you have to be careful. And I found this Z-52, so we know he isn't in the B cap. Now my smoke's still on cooldown, my heal is almost ready again though. And this is not a very good spot. I can't really do an awful lot to the Henry if he's angling. I can't quite drop into concealment here, and I'm shelling this area here, right? Because sinking that Z-52 is the most important thing right now. If we sink this guy, we basically win. And well, the amount of damage I can do to the Henry isn't that amazing. Now I could also drop into concealment here, which honestly would probably be the smart thing to do. I'm out of hydro charges, so I can't wait for hydro to be ready. I also have a smoke ready. I could deploy that smoke. So honestly, I'm playing this not so well here right now. But the set is spotted. I'm going for the set, and this set is down. But unfortunately, so am I. Honestly, I could have played this better here, right? This was a mistake on my part. We still have... Well, hey, one Yamato actually took damage. The other one did not. But yeah, that Kurfürst is going down, the Rhone and the Henry, they won't be able to do much. So let's just increase the speed by, let's say, a lot. And look at the last enemies getting wrecked. So here we are with the results. I did pretty well with 2,838 base experience. And I still screwed up the end. I could have handled this a lot better by just dropping into concealment, and so there was no way I was winning the Henry engagement without help. And I was just so desperate to try to sink that set, because the set was the only one who stood between us and victory, it felt like. But you know, it all turned out well in the end. So I earned a Confederate, did 153,000 points of damage and sunk 3 enemies. Not the most amazing assaults ever, but I still feel it was a pretty interesting game. It was a close one and it was a fun one, so I hope you enjoyed watching it too. And I'll see you guys next time.